Welcome to Napoli, or New City. That's actually what it means. Oh, I can talk all day about this place. Now, before I go on, remember I'm showing you cities that you may not have considered. And if you are American, you are probably familiar with Venetia, okay, or Venice, or Milano, or what else? Florence or Verona, and all of those cities are great, but we're talking about traveling on a budget. We're talking about relocating. We're talking about going places, okay, that are going to be friendly to our budget and beneficial. And so I had to come and stop by this good old Napoli, y'all, okay? Well, first, let me explain. Southern Italy is very different from Northern Italy. Okay, they're like night and day. And you can kind of think about how America is, right? Our South is different from our North. So Northern Italy is more commercial, more touristy. Okay, it is higher economic. So the people that are living there statistically make more money, etc., etc. Southern Italy, if you look statistically, okay, a little less money, but that's a benefit because it's more cost effective. It's more affordable. Okay. It is also a more family oriented area as far as Southern Italy. So Southern Italy is a lot more realistic in terms of relocating because it just is. Now, it reminds me of like a New York because it's grit, it's grimy, it's raw. The residents here have very strong personalities and I love it. Okay. My own interpretation in me, now I'm Black American, so if you're Black American, you'll understand me. But to me, Southern Italy is like the Black people of Italy. Okay, they get the rap just like we got the rap over in America. We the Black people, it is what it is. For example, I was on a tour here and the tour guide said, and I quote, he said, "I need y'all to come back in 10 German minutes, not 10 Italian minutes." And I heard that and I thought that was so funny. And mind you, there were Germans on the tour, and I lied to you not. It was the Germans that was rounding everybody up. He said 10 minutes. He said 10 minutes. I love how, everything. Yes. So the Southern Italian, and I knew it was turned, okay, because I came here directly from Hungary. So I'm seeing Hungarians, it's civilized, it's this. And then I got on that good old plane to Naples. And already I said, okay, I see what's happening here. It was turned on the airplane. And no matter where I go, it's just clearly Naples is the New York City of Italy. It's just popping. If you're on a bus, a train, a plane, and it's filled with people from Napoli, oh yeah. It's all the way live. And you have to love a city with so much spirit, so much life, so much everything. A couple of notes. So Napoli is home of pizza. So pizza actually started here. Okay. Something else, the weather is very reasonable. Okay. It does not get snow. Well, at least down on the ground. There are, of course, mountains and volcanoes, but doesn't get snow. And the average winter temperature is about 60 degrees. The summers are warm, of course, upper 80s, 90s, but it's actually a warmer city. Also be mindful, Southern Italy is very close to Northern Africa. Okay, so honestly, I think that's why it just got a little bit more flavor, you see, because they got that black in them down here. But it's close to Northern Africa, so your weather is even more reasonable than up north. And if you wanted to go up north, it is very reasonable. You can catch the version of Megabus, which here I think is called a Flex Bus, which by the way is nicer than the Megabus in the US. It's only $7. Okay, if you want to go kick it in Rome or you want to go up north, it's going to cost a little more, but you still can move around and go see those beautiful, areas up north for a very reasonable cost and come back to the south and you have realistic rent. Okay. The southern Italy is very family oriented, unlike the northern commercial areas, which again are more tourist kind of, right? So when it comes to like the school system and your families, it's better to be in southern Italy. Also be mindful that we are not super far from Rome, which is about, I guess, 2.5 to 3 hours drive. Again, you could get on the bus or the train. And Rome was the leading empire for over 1,000 years. Okay, that Roman Empire was nothing to mess with. In comparison, for example, like America, we are on top right now. We're kind of like the world's empire, but we haven't even been in power, like actual real power, for what, 100 years. Rome had this thing on lock for 1,000. So Rome is the truth. Okay, the truth. And that term that says all roads lead to Rome is literal. The road was actually invented by Rome, okay? And that's the reason why all the roads literally did lead to Rome. And I'm talking about Rome. The Roman Empire took up almost all of Europe, a lot of Northern Africa, some of the Middle East. It was insane in its heyday, which I don't want to misquote the year, but a long time ago. Of course, eventually it got conquered, and now that empire is just Italy, as happened to a lot of the European cultures. And as we are even talking now, you see, America is we on that trajectory, as we know. That's why we having this conversation. Every single empire in history eventually is conquered. It's the way it works. It's like if you on top, okay, things happen. So we got to be realistic. And this is why I'm doing this series, so that way we are being mindful. We must be globally minded. This is just a reminder. We must be globally minded. We must know what's going on outside of America. We must not have all our eggs in one basket and think, okay, it's only America, because it's not. We only 4.5%. We talked about that in being globally minded. We are only 4.5% of the world. So we're going to have to stop thinking, okay, acting, believing that it's just America, because it ain't just us, boo-boo. I'm over here in this good Napoli. By the way, Naples is English. Napoli, of course, is Italian. And all of the cities in Italy, we use the Italian version, not the English versions of words. So I apologize if I go from Napoli to Naples, but technically it's Napoli. I'm in Napoli. It's better I call it what it actually is. All right, moving right along. Let's see what else I got in my notes for this place. Oh, you know what's something very cool? The lemons are unusually large here, okay? They're like super big. Hopefully you can see a picture of one of those super huge lemons. And here you can eat the skin and it's good. So they have a lot of lemon treats, like lemon desserts, lemon everything. And yes, right? As a lover of the color yellow and all things lemon, I'm like about it, okay? Also here we have the very well-known Mount Vesuvius that erupted in 79 AD and completely destroyed the city of Pompeii at that time, which was preserved because of the ashes. Amazing sights. I'm sure you can see it on the screen. All of it is just absolutely astronomical. Again, being mindful, Rome was in charge a long time. Italy was on some whole nother stuff. Okay. In my opinion, after seeing Pompeii, honestly, I think they were living better then than we are now. That stuff is so exquisite. It's just insane. But anyway, there is an active volcano here, so I guess you could be mindful of that. However, it is not 79 AD anymore. And so now, at least now, if it were going to erupt, you would get a heads up, right? It wouldn't just explode and then everything disappears. At least they know. They do keep track of these types of things. But a reminder, of course, Southern Italy is cheaper than Northern Italy. The only downside that I would say to Italy in general, of course, is the Italian. You would need to learn some Italian if you were going to live here long term. Okay. This country, along with many countries in Europe, they have their own language. Okay. And these countries were, again, they were empires at certain points in history. In a nice way, I'm going to say they don't really care about your English, right? They have their language. And I say that like it's funny, especially certain places in Italy. Now, this trip is my first time in southern Italy, but I'm very familiar with Italy as a whole and northern Italy. And I can tell you I've had many encounters, okay, where I am trying to say something in English and they're just looking at me like, lady, I don't care. It's like whereas some countries you go to, and I'll be honest, outside of Europe, they respect our English a lot more, right? Because we're like the power country. So it's kind of like, yeah, like I want to know what she's saying. Italy is not one of those places. Neither is France. Okay. Neither is Germany. They don't care. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Keep in mind, be globally minded. Okay. We don't run the whole world. Europe, I'm gonna just be honest with you. They don't care. So it's better for you to be more familiar with their language, do your best. Here in Italy, let me tell you something. Please, thank you, hi, goodbye does get you a long way. Right? So if you know those words, you can get a long way. But if you are going to actually relocate here, it is, you definitely want to know more of the language. So there are so many cities around the world, and I'm going to continue going and letting you know what's really going on out here. Okay, and educating you and hoping and praying that you find the strength and the peace to come on out here like I did. I'm doing this for y'all. I said it in the last video. I'm doing this for y'all. I'm out here in these streets making these videos so y'all can hopefully move. Because regardless of what's going on in America, seriously, regardless, I need you to thrive. I need you to be good. I need you to be okay, living your best life. You have gifts, talents, and abilities and skills, and those gift, talents, and abilities and skill may be needed in another area, another country, another place. So I want you to find that strength, decide where you want to go, and in the meantime, okay, I'm just working for the Lord, and I'm going to keep opening your eyes and shedding light on places you may not have considered. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Napoli is awesome. I'm just going to throw this out. Listen, I think I told y'all UAE, I married UAE. Okay, so that, it is what it is. That's the husband. I'm going to tell y'all, here's a secret. Napoli is the boo. Okay. I told my son, no, Napoli the boo. We are all right. So I want to scrape my money up. I would love to get something here. I just love the heart and the spirit of Naples, and Italy is so exquisite anyway. It's just amazing, truly, truly amazing. So I hope I've inspired you to pack your bags and come move to Napoli so I can come visit, and I can get ready too when I'm gonna come. So come on. I love y'all, and I will talk to you in the next video.